Day 16. The Pledges. Night covered the hills like a cloak. The simulation dimmed to a hush. No music, no narration, just the soft shuffle of feet over gravel. Stars blinked above the ridges of Aqabah, their pale fire mirrored in the eyes of those who gathered below. 70 men and 2 women stood there, cloaked in shadows, waiting, their breaths clouded in the cool air. Palms open, hearts braced. It felt like the world was holding its breath with them. "Who are they?" I whispered. The alien's voice was low, reverent. "The Ansar. But not yet. Tonight, they're just men of Yathrib. Farmers, merchants, clan folk. They came for Hajj, but stayed for something far greater." A figure stepped forward through the dark. It was the Prophet ﷺ. He didn't speak loudly. He didn't make promises of wealth or conquest. Instead, he asked, "Will you protect me as you would protect your own families?" A pause. Then one voice, then many, "Yes." The scene froze. The alien turned to me. "This is the second pledge of Aqabah, sealed in secret, by starlight." It was not poetry, it was politics. It was the birth of a state. I frowned, but it was just a promise to protect a man. "No," he said, eyes shining with urgency. "It was a transfer of loyalty, from tribe to mission, from blood to belief." He waved his hand, and a hologram appeared, glowing lines linking the men to their clans, their leaders, their tribal alliances. One by one, the lines broke, and new lines formed. Each heart now tethered to the Prophet ﷺ. The Quraysh understood what just happened, the alien said, and they panicked. Because these weren't random converts. These were city builders. The Prophet now had a base, a covenant, a defense force. I blinked. "This was treason," he nodded. "Exactly. Treason against tribal Arabia. That's why it had to happen in secret. That's why Quraysh sent assassins the moment they found out." The hologram zoomed in. A young man, Musab ibn Umair, teaching Islam house by house in Yathrib before the pledge. Another, Al-Abbas, the Prophet's uncle, standing beside him that night, warning, "Are you ready for what's coming? This isn't poetry anymore, this is war." "And they still said yes," I murmured. "They still said yes." The simulation played forward. I saw hands clasped in the dark. One pledge, then another, then another. As if history itself was choosing a direction. "Did they know what they were starting?" I asked. The alien tilted his head. "Not fully. But they trusted." The images shifted. Yathrib in morning light, green palms swaying, children running, the city stirring with life. "And that trust would birth a new name," he said, "from Yathrib to Madinah, the city of the Prophet. The first society built on faith, not bloodline, on law, not lineage, on mission, not monarchy." I let the words settle, because they changed everything. "This wasn't a cult," I said slowly. "This wasn't a rebellion." "No," the alien said. "This was governance. This was sovereignty born through allegiance, not conquest. The Prophet didn't seize power, he was invited. That's legitimacy, that's consent." I closed my eyes. How many people today defend tyrants in the name of stability? How many accuse Islam of chasing power, without ever seeing how power first came to the Prophet ﷺ? "It was voluntary," I whispered, "not imposed." "Yes." He paused, then added softly, "But with that pledge came consequences." Every man who shook that hand knew what might follow: war, loss, migration, exile. "Still," he said, "they gave their word." And then I understood. The first Islamic state wasn't built on gold or armies. It was built on a promise, made in the dark, by people whose names most of us never remember, but who remembered us. When they stood under those stars, they weren't just saving a prophet. They were saving a future. Mine, yours, and they never asked to be remembered, just to be true.